Sit back and relax. It's time to have your ears tortured. It's From the Front Row with Johnathan T. Rokford.
What's up, WPA? It's your boy, Johnathan T. Rokford, here with another edition of From the Front Row. And folks, it's like the weeks just get longer and longer and longer here in WPA. I'm actually broadcasting this on a Sunday. What the hell? But let's get right to it. As we had action in singles action, we had money scheduled to take on Supreme Knight, and I don't know if Supreme Knight was out saving the town or if he was out there strategizing when he's going to cash in his money in the bank or what. But he didn't show up. So money was awarded to Win, which he desperately needed because he's been sucking it up lately, losing titles after he gets them. I mean, come on, folks. You get a title, you lose it. Yeah. But, seriously, Supreme Knight, do you remember that you have the Money in the Bank title? Contract there? Yeah. Because there's been a couple opportunities you could have really cashed in. But, hey, actually, there's a week coming up you can cash it in. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a championship match this week. Just saying. You got Full Gear coming up. You got Crown Jewel coming up. Come on, guy. What are you waiting for? I mean, I'm telling you right now, you might want to cash it in before Jermaine meets the champion, because that's going to be a tough match. I'm telling you right now. But anywho, in other action, we had the Last King taking on Luscious Lucius, and yes, folks, he actually showed up. And he actually won. Yes. This must be one of his appearances he gets paid for, because he made it worth it. And in our second singles third match of the night, we had Sterling J taking on Martel the Carpenter. And Martel won. Wow. He got to win. Poor Sterling J has to live with that stigma now. She lost to Martel the Carpenter. Poor girl. Already traumatized here in WPA. In our fourth match, we had Captain Chaos taking on Nergahante. And, folks, Captain Chaos really hasn't been doing much lately. You ever notice that? Been real quiet. So quiet that he lost this match to Nergahante. Just lost it. Way to represent Ohio. Losers. Now, in our next match, we had the Thai Villain taking on Kwani Fist. And Kwani Fist was able to beat the Intercontinental Champion. It's crazy. Like, you would think of all times not to lose a match, that would be the one you wouldn't want to lose. Come on, IC Chat, what's up? You could beat a guy named Kwani? In our next match, we had Lady Assassin taking on the Wraith. And truth be told, folks, I'm really a big fan of Lady Assassin. Lady's tough. Let's just put it that way. And she showed how tough she was, defeating the Wraith. And he's not that easy to defeat, folks. He's a fighter. He loves to fight. But she was able to pick up the win. Our next match was scheduled to be Bobby Buttercream and El Hijo de COVID. But all we heard was crickets. So we're just going to throw that one out of there. It's not that important. Now, in our last singles match, we had Jermaine Walker facing the guy that called him out, the Messiah. And folks, we all knew what was going to happen on that match. I mean, hey, clap for the Messiah. He gave it his best, but at the end of the day, Jermaine Walker's hand was raised as the victor after he hit the backhand slap on him. He slapped the guy. I mean, now, you know, usually we say the black hand, but he literally just backhanded him and then hit him with a sexy driver. And that was the end of it, folks. 1, 2, 3. So, we hope you learned something there, Messiah. I mean, you know, next time you call somebody out, I'd like to see you call out one of the champs. Call somebody with a belt, see what happens. You know, a couple of them are pretty fair. You know, like a challenge every now and then. But don't call it the game changer champ. No. Don't call that guy out. He gets to call you. He'll call you. You don't call him. Now, in tag team action, we had the Professor and Bobby Blaze taking on Brass Hole and Essential Jalen Masters. An OVE versus Killer Goons matchup. An OVE, as they have done in the past, defeated the Killer Goons as the Professor was able to pin Essential Jalen Masters. Wow. You know, we haven't heard too much from Jalen Masters. You know, kind of wondering, is he... Last time we heard something from him was after Big Mel won the title. But go figure, hear from you when something good happens. But he hasn't really been that stellar. I'm starting to think people are noticing the chinks in his armor. I mean, he had a good match against Jermaine Walker, but I don't know. Like I said, one-on-one, tough guy. Put him in a match where there's multiple people there and it just kind of disappears. Now, in our second tag team match, we had the Darkstalker and Johnny Rocco of Sinister taking on Casper 2779 and Big Mel of the Killer Goons. And if I was a betting man, I'd say Casper probably was a little bit tired because he carried that team last night. Yeah, he was able to pick up the win for the team, getting the pin. And yeah, makes me wonder who really carries that faction there. I mean, every time we see Casper in a match where there's tag teams, he seems to carry the team most of the times. It's either him or Money MF and Mike carrying the team. Crazy. Makes me wonder who the real leader over there is. Now, we had 2 number 1 contender matches. One for the IC title, featuring Shepard Bane versus Needles Kane versus Robert Isaiah Saleh, who has been hitting a rough patch lately. Would this be the turnaround? No. As he got pinned by Needles Kane. So, Needles Kane will be challenging for the IC title. Hey, pretty cool, huh? In our second number 1 contender match, we had the Beast taking on Money, MF, and Mike of the Killer Goons to decide who would be going on to challenge for the world title. And it was a close match at first, folks, but in the end, Money, MF, and Mike was able to pick up the win, defeating the Beast, meaning he will go on to face his brother from Killer Goons. And some of us here in the studio starting to wonder how that match is going to go. Are they going to really fight and slug it out and really compete, or is Money MF and Mike going to play the Kevin Nash to Big Mel's Hollywood Hogan? If you know, you know. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens, huh? We know one thing: if it's a tie, we know who's winning. Now, speaking of championship matches, Texas Hate You took on Delirious in the Emperor 2K Anomaly, defending his triple threat championship. And folks, it's one thing to win the title, it's another thing to pin the champ in a triple threat match and win the title. And that's what the Prince of Crime Delirious did, folks. He picked up the win by pinning the champ. So we have a new triple threat champion, the Prince of Crime Delirious. I really would like to know what crime it is he's the prince of. Wait, if he's the Prince of Crime, we got a guy named the Last King. Does that make Delirious his son? Huh. Now, TV matches was scheduled was supposed to be Lucha Libre taking on Pierre Saint Damien. But we couldn't find Pierre Saint Damien. I mean, you have a title match. You earned yourself a title match. Where were you at? So, instead of doing that, Libre wanted to fight. So he called out the Wraith for a game changer title match. And they went on for a while, folks. It got kind of testy. But Lucha Libre was able to retain against the Wraith. Now, Lucha Libre had a little bit of energy left, so he decided to call out the Thai villain. And folks, they're still going. Oh yeah. 2 marathon matches for him. You know, he's picking some good opponents that are giving him a good fight. You might want to watch it though. One of those fights is going to cost him the title. I think he's enjoying right now holding 2 titles right now. So we'll see how it goes. But that's all I have, folks. That's it for me. Philip is coming up next. Who knows? Yeah, I really don't know the rationale behind who he picks for his picks. Yeah. But we'll see who it is he picks this week, folks. And as always, hope you had a safe weekend. Make sure to hug your loved ones. And please get that person that you call a friend, give them a call. They might need to hear your voice. Yeah. I'm Johnathan T. Rokford, and this has been all I've got from the front row. Floor is all yours, Philip. Good evening, WPA. Once again, it is I, Philip Alexander Carrington IV. And I'm here once again to bless your ears with my impressive pick for this week. And I will tell you this. My pick this week astounded me by their ring presence and their testicular fortitude, as you might say in your little language here. But the fact that they took an advantage facing one of your WPA champions. Um, yes, Corny Fist. And why I don't like the name itself, it's kind of boorish at best. Uh, he did impress me by beating the Intercontinental Champion, the Thai villain. Now, you might say it's not that impressive, but his awareness in times when he looked like he was going to lose, ring presence alone was phenomenal. The move sets, stellar. And the fact he picked up the win. Most people, they go up against a champion, and the champion being especially a veteran, and OG, as you may put it, it tends to fall in their favor. But Connie Fist, my kind fellow, you would probably look like you had very studied the films on the Thai villain, enough to pick up a win over the Intercontinental Champion. Yes, quite impressive. It is very impressive. Uh, but will you keep it up? That's the question there. As we're coming into a very good week where your win could propel you into a number one contender match to vie for that title if the bookers seem fit. Gosh, Father Jeffrey, appointment, please. Thank you very much. And so, my congratulations to you, Corny Fist, in your win, a very impressive win. Keep up the good work. Um, Other than that, I'm going to go get me some tea now. I have a lunch date with a very important fellow. We have much to talk about. Should be quite interesting. So to you, WPA, on this bright, sunny Sunday, I bid you a good day. I said good day.